Everybody, back to Boost in Motion, guys, and today we're going to be changing the battery on my 2019 W213 E63s. So for many of you guys, this will be a quick tutorial video, but I'm also going to talk about what are some of the causes and what are some of the telltale signs that you know that your W213 E63s needs to change its battery. So guys, let's jump into the video. Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Alright, so first thing, for all my Boost in Motion family, thank you guys for hitting the like button. Thank you guys for your support. And if you're new to the Boost in Motion channel, I'm Boost in Motion, and I'm trying to help you guys fix this damn battery issue. So first thing, some of the telltale signs that you guys are going to have a battery issue is, the first thing, I'm a second owner of this E63s, and this car was delivered in late 2018. It is now May of 2023. So this battery is almost 5 years old. They did not change the battery, at least from what I can tell, in the history Mercedes, so they never changed its battery. Now, I've had this car for about 6 months, and when I first got the car, a couple of different messages popped up on the screen. Number one, you'll see that something with the differential, it says is inoperative. If it says differential is inoperative, that means you have low battery voltage. You'll start the car, and then after a while, that message will go away. Other driving assistant packages, information will pop up, such as like lane guidance and amongst other messages will pop up. This lets you know that the battery is fully decharged or decharging a lot. Now, second thing is, understand these cars actually have a parasitic drain issue. Not saying parasitic drain as if something's really stealing voltage, because that's what parasitic drain is. Technically, these cars have so much electronic systems that even when the car is parked and you close the doors and everything, it is still drawing power from the car. Now, when you have a newer car, a newer battery, or you're from the first year people, they didn't really have this issue. But as the battery starts to age, there's certain thresholds that this car needs to be at for these systems to work operatively. So when it gets below those certain percentages, then you will start seeing these certain messages. 2, 3. It also depends on how often you drive the car. My car is only driven maybe once or twice a week, and the rest of the time it is sitting there relaxed. And during this time, you will lose some voltage on your battery. Now, a newer battery, you really won't see it, but an older battery like mine, you will see it because the battery is starting to age. Now, there are some features inside the car we'll show a little later, such as standby mode, which pretty much limits the amount of electricity that the car is drawing when the car is parked for long periods of time. And that could actually help mitigate some of these issues. So anyways, lastly, I want to say on video, I'm going to show you guys some information on the battery, because honestly, it's hard to find batteries for these cars. There's really no information, no videos on it or anything like that. Some for the W213 regular cars, but not the E63s. So let's quickly get to the tutorial. To make this dummy proof for you guys, pop the hood. Once you pop the hood, I'm going to do it all in video as best as I can. Once you pop the hood. Now, the W213 E63s only has one battery. It's not in the trunk. It is right here, right? And there's no auxiliary battery. There is an auxiliary capacitor. So to access this, just turn these tabs straight. Pull out, remove over there. Second, there's a in-cabin filter. Just pull it out. See how easy it is? Now we're here at the battery. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to quickly say on video for this battery. I measured the length from here to here. It's about 13.5 to 14 inches long, about 13.5. Also, it's about 7 inches from here to here. So length is about 13.5, width is about 7, and height is about 6.5, 7. So that is pretty much the certain height that you're looking for. When it comes to the battery information, you don't really get too much with these German batteries. They don't give you enough units. They just give you this information. Germany, 982, whatever. So some of the things that I look at is amps, 850 amps and 12 volts and 92 AH. Now, I'm in America, so some of this information is not really helpful. And It's actually really not. So there's really not much information that they give you here. Also, this side, they just tell you some of the things that you need to do. But anyways, quickly. So you have to remove about 3 things. Well, 3. You remove this bolt here. This is the negative side. You move the positive. This is the positive side here on this side. And then you have a battery tray bolt right here. And a vent hose for the battery that's right here. Now, this is a H8 battery. I went with an H8 battery. It's the only one that really measures up the measurements. And I went from Die Hard. This is Advanced Auto Parts. Now, you could, and it's AGM battery, so it has a deep cell, reserve capacity. Now, this is one of the best ones I could find on the market before it got really too expensive, like some of those like bigger batteries. This was about $250 unit. But anything else that was an H8, a lot of them was actually smaller in cold cranking amps. I really pay attention to the cold cranking amps. It's 900, which means its regular ampage above a certain temperature should be about 950 to 1,000. I believe it's 1,000. So this should actually fall within the requirements of this car, because anything else would be too much. Also, I saw 850 amps over there. So I don't know if that was cold cranking amps or just regular amps, but if that's cold cranking 850, then I'm above it, and if that's regular amps, well, I'm still above it. So at least that part is actually taken care of. So let's start removing some of these parts. Okay, so the first thing I use is a T40 T40 Torx with a ratchet and an extension, and pretty much I just use that to break that up. So that's the first thing. Now, the next thing you need to do is remove the positive battery terminal right here. There's plenty of different bolts, but you're supposed to just remove this one, loosen this one, and then we'll try our best to move this more out of the way so that it doesn't touch anything. So I'll put like a rag or something on it. Then we'll remove the negative battery terminal on this side. We'll remove that one, and then we have a battery vent here. Be careful. You should be using gloves because you never know, this thing could actually leak or explode. I do have on glasses, but I don't have on gloves, so I'll go quickly put on some gloves. All right, so the battery, I put the negative over here and the vent right here, and then I just wrap the positive because I don't want it arcing or bumping into anything metal, or I don't want this bumping into anything. So now you have the 2 different lids here, and pull it out, and also the battery tray thing is loose. I don't think I have to take the bolt all the way out. I think I could just tilt it. So I'm gonna give that a try, but if not, I'll pull it all the way out. But I loosened the bolt. All right, I removed the bolt completely because it was super freaking annoying. All right, be careful. There is a little bit of water that may actually catch it, or hopefully it's not battery acid. So please have on your gloves. All right, took the battery out. I have to push it more forward back, and not supposed to really put a battery on the ground, but it's still a good battery, but just not where I need it to be. All right, so new battery is now in, and it fits perfectly fine. No issues, no problems. Fit right into the battery tray, exactly how it's supposed to be. So H8 battery is exactly what you need to get. Now, I'll leave a link below to it too. I think I could actually leave a link below, but if not, I bought this from a Die Hard Advanced Auto Parts in America. All right, so let's continue. We're gonna install the vent back. We're going to install the negative battery cable and then the positive. All right, make sure everything's tight, and then we're going to turn the car on. All right, so everything's locked up. Make sure everything is tight. You don't have to put the battery or anything too hard. Now let's go to the moment that we care about the most. Which I shouldn't have put everything back. I should have started the car first to make sure, but open the door. No dash lights right now. Okay, so press on the brake and go. Car started up perfectly fine. Started up nice and loud, to be honest with y'all. All right, now let's get in the car. I want to show you guys a couple of things too while the car starts to warm up. Now, if you go in your settings mode, right, bear with me, go to vehicle settings, go down to vehicle history, vehicle settings. Now, you see how it's supposed to say standby mode? Standby inactive operation possible only when engine is switched off. Okay, so turn it off again, right? Now put it all in this mode. Now switch standby mode on. Do you want to activate standby mode? Expected battery idle time 14 weeks. Switch on ignition and boom, the stem has been activated, the anti-theft warning is inoperative. So pretty much this standby mode is pretty much like your certain things need to be used, like certain things like your alarm system and other things need to be used when the car is idle, sitting for a long period of time, like in your garage. So if the standby mode is not inoperative, then the car would always be eating battery. In my case, my car doesn't sit that long, so I'm gonna turn that back off, and then we're gonna start the car back again. Just wanted to show you guys that option when your car is gonna be sitting for long periods of time and you know it's in a safe place. All right, so let's quickly get out the car and let me finish off this video. Now, also in this video, I'm gonna also change what this is called a voltage converter or voltage module. So whenever it is recommended, whenever you change the battery, you should also change the voltage converter too. This is just used to keep on, whenever your car does the stop and start feature, this has high power capacitors in it, and they're just there to give energy to those things until the car turns back on. So I don't know if mine was ever changed on the car, and because I did have the battery issue, I want to change that quickly. Also, I already kind of showed this thing already in when I installed the CPC module, so it's right next to it, so I'm gonna quickly run through it. So quickly, you got to pull up this trim right here, and then you're gonna pull back the carpet. I quickly remove it. There's 4 bolts, 10mm bolt here, 10mm nut there, and 10mm bolt there. Voltage converters right here, this thing right here with the red wire going into it, and there's another 10mm bolt here at the top. The bottom part does not have a bolt at the bottom. All right, cool. So let me quickly remove that. There's a gray clip right there. You'll pull that clip up with your finger, and then it'll come out, and then you'll slide in the new voltage regulator. Also, that's the part number for anyone who wants to know. And I just put the new one back in, and just reverse order, install everything back up, and start the car. All right, guys, so much love. I really appreciate you guys for always showing your support on this video. In the next video, I'm also going to be changing the auxiliary capacitor. It pretty much is under the passenger side. It is recommended to also change this auxiliary capacitor. This is used for whenever the car does this auto stop and start feature. So it keeps just enough juice to keep that stuff running. So usually over time, these things run out, and it's actually pretty common in the Mercedes platform. So I'll say that, guys. I appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some boostinmotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you.